Hello there and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be trying out the Mint Candy eyeshadow palette from UCANBE. So if you recall, recently I tried out the Milk Taro palette, which, oh my gosh, I really enjoyed. Mint Candy palette is a sister palette to the Milk Taro palette. So I know that we're not focusing on her today, but just to refresh your memory if you've forgotten or if you didn't see my first video, this is the beautiful Milk Taro palette. She's very cool toned, ethereal, very neutral, but she packs a real beautiful punch and I absolutely love this palette. If you're a fan of cool tones, I would say snap her up. But today we're going to be focusing on the beautiful Mint Candy palette. So she is giving pastel. She's giving some not so pastel. So I'm a huge fan of pastels, like pastel shades are my fave, and in the past when I've bought a pastel palette I've really loved it, but I found it to be a little bit unusable. Only because I just find that if you've only got pastels to work with, you get a bit bored and you want more. So I like the fact that in this palette we do have some more bolder, like intense colourful shades to mix it up a little bit. You can have a little bit pastel, but also a little bit dramatic. So both these palettes contain 15 eyeshadows. The Taro has a mix of shimmers and mattes, whereas the Mint Candy looks to be purely mattes. Both these palettes are currently retailing for $10 on the UCANBE official website. So before we get into the look, I am just going to do some swatches so we can test out how is she performing. Okay, so we'll try the pink, we'll try the beautiful purpley blue, and let's go with the yellowy orange. They feel very smooth and creamy. The yellow does look a little bit on the chalky side, but I know that yellows can be really challenging to formulate. I don't know why, because I'm not a scientist, but I've just heard it and I've experienced it, and I'm sure you have too. Okay, so the yellow was a little bit flaky. Okay, so they look really pigmented for such light pastel shades, but I've not swatched them yet, so the proof will be in the swatch. Oh, by the way, like I'm really sorry, like if you, by the way, they look really good. I love how they look, but if I was a bit distracted because if you can hear like a sound of someone grating down a rusty old post outside, there's just a couple of kids on these like weird, like they're not bikes, they're not cars, it's just some hybrid situation that I'm sure cost their parents a lot of money, and the kids are probably going to enjoy a few times and then they're just going to be put in the garage and never to be played with again. But they keep going up and down the road and their starting point seems to be right outside my fecking house, which, do you know what, I love seeing kids have fun. I'm a big supporter of children living their best lives, enjoying themselves, but not right outside my house when I'm trying to film. These swatches look really nice, but do you know what? I am excited, I am motivated just to jump right in and get these shadows on my eyes. So I don't have a plan, I'm just gonna, as always, dip in and on we go, and I'll let you know along the journey what my thoughts are. Okay, so to begin, I'm going to go in with this off-white shade. I know it may look white, but I can assure you it does have a hint of pink. I'm going to be using this brush, which I know it looks dirty, and it is, it's fucking dirty, but anyway, so I'm just going to pop that right in and on we go. I did pop a little bit of primer on my lids as well prior to filming. Okay, so I'm just kind of stamping this on the entirety of my lid all the way up to the brow. Go back in for a second dip, that's what she said, I mean really, anyway. Okay, so I feel like this has really good pigment to it. She's experiencing some patchiness, which is a little bit unfortunate, but not the end of the world. And I can definitely see a big difference on each side. Like this lid just looks super bright, amped up and ready for a good time. Oh, do you know what's strange, right? So I did my brush in there, and I know my brush, it looks and is dirty, but it's dirty with like a brownie shade. But can you see as I've dipped in, it's uncovering. It's like uncovering pink. What? Maybe it just had a bit of spray over the top just because it wanted to surprise us with like a hot pink underneath. I don't know why it would want to do that, but look. Why is it doing it? literally like pink coming underneath. I mean, I like the surprise because let's face it, surprises they're a rare thing as you get older. Like there's no surprise, there's only bad surprises. Like your gas and electric bill has doubled in price. But you know, I like this. This is a good surprise. So, oh my gosh, the only problem is like it's going to look different on this side to that side because this is going to look more pink. Anyway, I love it. I love the shade. It's like a beautiful pinky white. I really like that. I spent 2 minutes talking about that one shade. Okay, Anwen, let's move on. I have no idea. It's not very cohesive, is it? That's the only problem. Like, it's just not very cohesive. Okay, I'm going to go in with this green because I don't know what else to do. And I'm just picking at random and hoping for the best. That's my whole attitude to life, honestly. And I'm still alive. You know what I mean? I have a house. I have kids and they are still alive too, so I must be doing something right, you know what I mean? So we've got the green on. The brush is looking very chalky and I don't trust it, so I'm going to tap off the excess, and boy is there a lot of excess, and I'm just going to pat this on. I'm not going to go in like with blending motions because I just feel like it's not really going to give us much. Do you know, every time I sit down to film I feel like my eyelids are just more saggy and loose than the last time, and it's very sad, honestly, very sad. Anyway, the race is just about to take off outside, so here goes. I really like that green. I'm going to just do the same on the other side. We are stamping, and look at that pigment. Like, that is really good pigmentation for a pastel green. Oh, I like it. I was wondering, are there going to be any surprises though? You know, are we going to uncover maybe like a beautiful blue underneath? But no, it seems to just be remaining green. I really like that, and it's gone on beautifully. So easy to apply with the good old stamping technique. I mean, I love that. I love it. I feel like you could hand a sloth a makeup brush and the palette, and he or she could create an extravagantly beautiful look. I am a little bit intrigued to see what the difference is between this shade and this shade. This shade is more like a lime, whereas this is more like a teal. So I'm going to pick a different but still probably very dirty brush. I'm going to go with this one. It's actually not that dirty. I'm quite proud of myself for that. Dip into the lime, tap off the excess. Show you first because I forgot to show you before I tapped it off. Don't really have confidence that anyone really gives this shit, but I'm going to show you anyway because I feel like I should. So anyway, I'm going to go under the eye, like why not? That was a poor decision on my part, but I'm going to have to replicate it on the other side so we have a balanced look. Okay, there we go. Immediately regret that. Next, I am going to go in with, I'm going to go in with the pink. Why not? You know, I love me a bit of pink. And a very dirty brush, of course. Would it be me if we did not have a dirty brush? I don't think so. Okay, so we're going in with the pink next to the green. You guessed it, I'm stamping. Okay, nothing seems to be happening, so I'm really dipping my brush in that pan. And when I say dipping, I mean savagely rubbing it in that pan. I've got loads of the eyeshadow on the brush and I feel like I have to go into savage mode now and not tap off the excess because I want all of that pigment. I want it on my lid, and look at that. She got what she wished for. Yeah, I'm not loving her, honestly. I don't dislike her, but I think for the sheer amount of like eyeshadow I have on my brush right now, I thought we were going to get a bit more. Anyway, I'm going to just take this brush here and I am going to go in with this very light peach shade, and I'm just going to use this to go around, you know, the edges, just to blend my savagely applied pink. I'm just literally just like blending that pink away. Okay, so guys, next, you know what? I'm going to go in with a flat brush because I don't want to give up on Mrs. Pink just yet. So I'm going in with this flat brush and I'm just like, yeah, we've got a lot more with the flat brush. I just think that big fluffy brush wasn't really doing her any justice. So, oh, I like that now. Okay, all of a sudden, life is great again. So I love the kind of fuchsia hot pink. paired with the green. I think they complement each other beautifully. But next we are going to go in with the yellow. I'm really intrigued to see what the yellow will look like on the lid. And I say that kind of full of fake optimism, because really inside I am quite pessimistic, because like if you're a makeup junkie, which I know you guys are, we've all experienced a really crap yellow before, haven't we guys? We have, and I just don't expect much from a yellow, but let's see. Do you remember when Jeffree Star released that yellow liquid lipstick and it was just outrageously bad? I just think that's maybe the worst liquid lipstick like ever created. Oh, I really love that. Oh my gosh, here's me, Mrs. Pessimism over here, but I really love that. Maybe my expectations were just so low. I would like it whatever it looked like, but I really like it. She is very powdery though, but I really love that. That looks really beautiful. By the way, I am going to tidy all of this shit up. I know it looks crap at the moment, but I will tidy it up. I just want us to see the colours for now. Okay, so guys, next we're going to go in with this beautiful periwinkle. Is it periwinkle? I think it is. So we're going to go in with the periwinkle again on this flat brush, because I feel like these shadows, the light shadows work a lot better on a flat brush. You know, you can like push them down. Look, we've got a lot of fallout going on, but it's fine. The colour itself on the lid actually looks really good, like really good. I really love this shade, and she's going on beautifully. But yeah, I feel like if you were to go in with a big fluffy brush, and if you were, you know, attempting to blend, I just think you would lose all of that pigment. Oh my gosh, I love that blue inner corner moment. That's so beautiful. Okay, so guys, because I really love that periwinkle, I'm gonna take it like under, like around, if that makes sense, and under there, and we're gonna do the same on the other side. She's giving me ice cream vibes, and I love it. Okay, oh yes. Right, okay, so guys, because I have come to this conclusion that using a flat brush is the way forward to get the best out of these shadows, I'm going to just go back over everything that I've done, and I'm just going to lay it back down with the flat brush, just so that we can really build up that pigment. And then I am going to replicate what I've done on the top underneath. Let's see where we land after that. But I'm loving this. It's giving me like early 90s vibes. Very playful, experimental, fun. Like, I do have an office job, but I want to make the most of my freedom when I'm not there, and I want to show my true self through the use of makeup. That's the vibe. Okay, so I am using the same brush, but I'm going in with a wet wipe, and I'm just kind of wiping it down between every application, like with each different colour, so as not to like mix them. And I definitely feel like, you know, you can see we can get a whole lot of pigment and colour with this pastel light palette. I really love the look. I love what we've got going on. I love how easy these shadows are to apply. The only thing I have noticed is the shadows are quite like loose. Like, you do get quite a lot of fallout, particularly like the periwinkle and the yellow, and they were both very fallouty. However, in their defense, I was not like tapping off any excess. I was just like, you know, savagely dipping my brush in the pan and then applying them straight onto the lid, because I didn't want to lose any pigmentation. But yeah, there's quite a lot of fallout. Also, the yellow is rather patchy, which is a bit of a shame, but I think it still comes across like really beautifully. It's patchy, but it's not the end of the world kind of situation. Okay, so now that I have applied all of the shadows as pigmentedly as possible, I don't know if that's actually a word, but I've applied them. So I'm going to go back in with the big fluffy brush and the light peach, and I'm just going to take that again around the edges of each different shadow at the top, just to make sure that they are nicely blended. I want to create a kind of cut crease look, but without actually having to do a cut crease. Yeah, that'll do. That's fine. I like it. Okay, so now that I've applied the shadow, and by the way, I love how this has turned out. I don't know if I would be going anywhere like this, honestly, but I would be proud to. Like, I don't know, why am I not going anywhere like this? I think people would love it, namely kids and people with a happy, carefree vibe. Okay, now that I've completed the eye look, I'm going to finish off the whole face, and then I'll be back to show you the final look and give you my final thoughts. Okay, so I've finished the look and this is what we have. I decided to go with a very heavy pink blush, like quite an extravagant amount of blush, because I just thought, well, I've got like a pastel rainbow on my lids, so why not? I took the opportunity as well, you know, just to jump head first into the wild, extravagant, experimental look, let's just say. And I like experimental, but I jumped into it, and I also put some freckles on. I forgot that I've not done the finger technique on the lashes. Internally kicking myself in the vagina about that, but do you know what, it's fine, I can do it now. But by the way guys, look at how long these fucking lashes are. So I think we all know which mascara this is. Yes, it's the Pro XXXX XXXXXL extension by L'Oreal. I love it. Look at that. Ooh. Anyway guys, so yeah, this is the look. I love it. I love it. I love the palette. I have nothing negative to say. I think for $10, which works out to being, I don't know, maybe like 9 Great British pounds. I have no idea. I just know that there's not much difference between the US dollar and GBP exchange rate. So I think for even if for £10, let's just say, I think it's a really good price. You get 15 shadows, all of them are good quality, well pigmented, and really easy to use. So I would definitely say, if you are a fan of this kind of color story, if you feel like you could have fun playing around, creating some looks with this palette, I would like do nothing but recommend 100%. So I'm going to end the video here, but I just wanted to say, as always, thank you so much to UCANBE for kindly sending me these palettes so that I could try them out for you. Oh my gosh, I was so distracted because I was talking into the camera, and I could see something, you know, in just like my peripheral vision, something on the window outside. And at first I was thinking, oh, it's just going to be a fly, it's fine, just ignore it. It's a fly, stay focused. But then I was thinking, no, I can't stay focused. So I glanced over. It was a ladybird. You don't really see a ladybird climbing on the outside of a window a lot nowadays, do you? But anyway, I am going to go. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.